الحمد لله ثم الحمد لله. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونتوب إليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد عباد الله، أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله عز وجل فقد فاز المتقون. وأذكركم ونفسي بقول الله تبارك وتعالى: يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. الله أكبر 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 ولله الحمد. All praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who told us in His divine book, after telling us admonition and reminder and life came from Him to us. And in that reminder, there is a healing for whatever is happening in our breast, in our mind. The internal suffering has a healing in the Quran. And there is no other healing from our breast except the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which came to us in the month of Ramadan. I have nothing to say. I did not prepare anything to say to someone who has been here this morning, whose footsteps were driven by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here, because you already got the message. I have no message to say to someone who has been fasting during the day, praying during the night for 1 month, coming out from the graveyard of the appetite and the desire, being resurrected from the prison of the self out into the freedom of Islam. I have no message to someone who made in their depth a very permanent decision: oh Allah, I have no one else but you. Oh Allah, I am on the beginning of the Sirat al-Mustaqim, the straight path. I'm on my way to you. And the only thing can stop me is death, nothing else. I have no message to give to someone who made a decision in the month of Ramadan to control their walk. Their walk in any walk of life, in any aspect of life, to control it, and measure their words and filter their minds. I have no message to someone who made this decision. I have no message to someone who made a permanent decision to condition their will and make it in accord with the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I have no message to that person. I have no message to someone who decided permanently to commit their way and set their face for the religion made by Allah. I have no message to someone like that, more than to say and repeat after them what they just said before the Salah: Allahu Akbar. Allah comes first. Allah is the center of my life. Allah is the only one I will surrender. I will submit from my soul, my conscience, my heart, my mind, and my limbs. I have no message to someone who made the decision to say, قُلْ إِنَّ صَلَاتِي وَنُسُكِي وَمَحْيَايَ وَمَمَاتِي لِلَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ لَا شَرِيكَ لَهُ وَبِذَلِكَ أُمِرْتُ وَأَنَا أَوَّلُ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. I have no message to someone who made this decision. My prayers, my sacrifices in any way in this dunya, my life and my death, all is for Allah and for Allah alone. What message do you have for a person like that? I have no message for someone who has been divinely resurrected after being trained and walking through the storms of Ramadan and end up becoming so strong. And that's what difficulty does in our life. Someone who confronted the storm to tell this world that as a human being, our thirst and hunger is not to food and water, is not to serve the flesh. Our thirst and hunger is to building a pure and sincere relation with our Creator. And Ramadan was about that. Ramadan was about mastering ourselves by using our soul. It was about making a decision to change forever, not just to change, but to reform ourselves, to change to the best. As we know, life is a playground for change and progress. Change into better, and progress also into better. Then we are alive. I have no message for someone like that. I have no message for someone who said, oh Allah, I have been praying and fasting and making dua to you from the day I was 10 or 15 years old and never stopped. Oh Allah, I was strong and I could stand day and night and pray to you and fast for you. And I did not stop until you allow me to pray to you in different ways, to sit on a chair, and my hair became gray, and my bones are weak, because I struggle to find you. And now I will sit down and say Allahu Akbar. I have no message to people like that, who have been given the privilege to grow old in Islam. And the Prophet ﷺ told us, Allah is shy to punish someone who worshipped him until they become old. And we have these people among us. I have no message to someone who is crying while we are praying and talking, because that human being in the beginning of their life, they don't know what is going on, what the parents are mumbling about. What is this noise about? So they cry. And this cry is a blessing for this community. This cry is promising. Now you hear my cry as a child, but tomorrow I will call you people to this masjid by saying adhan. I have no message to parents who feel bad when their kids are causing noise in the masjid, because that feeling is a sign of Iman. I have no message to young people telling me that, have you been to the public school? I said, yes, I have been. What's wrong? And this young man said, it is very hard to survive there, but I will. I said to him, Arafta Falzam, you realize why Allah brought us here. Remember who you are in that place. They need you. You don't need them. That is a sign that, no wonder if you see a sign at Kmart saying Eid Mubarak, it means it is working. The ignorance is going away. The ignorance that is leading to hate, the ignorance that leading to fear, and fear leads to hate, and hate leads to violence. It will vanish, because this is not who we are. We are human beings and we represent peace. But our presence in this society is a message and no more. We just need to remember who we are and why Allah brought us here, to go through this storm. It is scary. only when we look left and right. But if we look straight to see the target, what is written in the end of the straight line, in the end of the Sirat al-Mustaqim, it is written saying that, فَاصْبِرْ إِنَّ الْعَاقِبَةَ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Be patient when you go through this. Be patient when you are sped on or being abused because of your faith. Be patient and look straight and read what it says on the sign in the end of the road. فَاصْبِرْ إِنَّ الْعَاقِبَةَ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Be patient because the final victory, the final rejoice will be for you if you remain righteous all the way. And Ramadan came to help us be righteous all the way. When you are fasting, and you have experienced that during the month of Ramadan for 30 days, you didn't get angry, you didn't swear, you didn't abuse somebody, you didn't commit a sin, you didn't miss one salah, you didn't walk to a wrong place. This is the purpose. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. If you really fast, you will never do any of these things. And when Ramadan ends, this is the beginning of the journey. We had the training, and now we go to the field now and practice to see if we are the true soldiers of Islam or not. The fasting not during Ramadan. Ramadan is only the vehicle that will transport us to the real fasting. If fasting means stop everything, stop talking, and when you talk, only to say something that is approved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Stop reacting and just act in accord with the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Stop the hate, stop the fight, because it is useless. And we will realize it is useless only when we are dying. And then we say to ourselves, what is the point of fighting my brother, my sister, my neighbor? What is the point of being angry? What is the point of living in fear for no reason? What you are afraid of? What is the point of enjoying my life, knowing that the end not good for me? What is the end? What is the purpose of going through false beauty? While Allah told us, beauty is inside. وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ حَبَّبَ إِلَيْكُمُ الْإِيمَانِ وَزَيَّنَهُ فِي قُلُوبِكُمْ. Beauty and ornamentation has nothing to do with what we put on ourselves, but what we keep in ourselves, in our head, in our mind. It is the most that we build inside our vehicle, our body. That is the real beauty. I have no message to someone who has been to this place the whole year, listening to the Friday reminder, asking questions about what they don't know. I have no message for them except Eid Mubarak. May Allah bless this Eid for you. Eid is a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the believers. قُلْ بِفَضْلِ اللَّهِ وَبِرَحْمَتِهِ فَبِذَلِكَ فَلْيَفْرَحُوا هُوَ خَيْرٌ مِمَّا يَجْمَعُونَ. With the favor of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is the only thing we should be proud and happy with and rejoice for. Anything else we collect and we gather, it is something we will leave and go. And Eid is a time when we learn about a true love, loving one another with no condition, because Allah wants us that way. Eid is when we decide to be like the Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam, after his brothers hated him out of jealousy that led to murder. And in few years, they became his footstool. They became under his mind and control. And he could just make a decision to destroy them. And they say to him, forgive us for what we have done to you. And he said to them, you did nothing to me. It was from Shaitan. That is a real Eid. When we have the courage and the power to let go and say, I have been violating my social life by not talking to my brother, for something. What is that thing? By not talking to my sister, to my bloodline, all of this is vanity. Only when Islam becomes driving our footsteps, and only when we come to realize that success or failure is not when you fail, when trying to do something good. Failure is when you succeed, when trying to do something wrong. Young people who are in stress and confusion because they have been trying to do the right thing in the eyes of Allah, looking for a wife or a husband, and they found it difficult, and they start to say, I failed. You didn't fail. Remember what Allah said in the Quran, وَلْيَسْتَعْفِفِ الَّذِينَ لَا يَجِدُونَ نِكَاحًا حَتَّى يُغْنِيَهُمُ اللَّهُ مِنْ فَضْلِهِ. Tell those people who are struggling to live and live the life of chastity, be patient. I have a planning for you. I will come one day. And I will give you from my Father, not your planning, but my Father, my choice for you. Just be patient. And do not submit and worship your sexual organs. Because some people fail because they became successful in living with someone illegally in the eyes of Allah and the eyes of the world. And they think they made it. They made it, but in failure. So don't feel guilty, but feel proud because you are a soldier. You are not buried in the graveyard of your desire and your appetite. You don't worship your stomach no more, or your mouth no more, or your sexual organs no more, but you worship Allah. And that is it about. Nothing to do with the new clothes on our body, but the new soul in our body. When we say, قُلْ إِنَّ صَلَاتِي وَنُسُكِي وَمَحْيَايَ وَمَمَاتِي لِلَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us be resurrected and keep us strong to challenge Iblis, who says he will do his best. He will come forward and from backward, from every side of life, to try to devour us and make us break our promise with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But we can say it is too late. I have been through a divine training in Ramadan. You can never devour me anymore. I know my way. I will control my word. I will condition my will. And I will commit my way. And renew my Islam by saying again, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. And I will pray for my daughters and my sons. As Allah said in the Quran, if you worry about them, say, وَأَصْلِحْ لِي فِي ذُرِّيَّتِي إِنِّي تُبْتُ إِلَيْكَ وَإِنِّي مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. Oh Allah, improve my offspring. Improve the religious life of my son and my daughter. Why? Because I did tawbah. I repent and I come back to you. Nothing in this world will drive me no more, but you'll call. I heard you'll call, I'm on my way. Plus, I'm a Muslim. Regardless how bad I am, I love you, O Allah, and I will never give up on God. And I'm doing my best, especially going through Ramadan, to stay on the Sirat al-Mustaqim. So when I die, my people will decide to bring my body to the masjid and pray on my janazah and take me and put me in my room with the other believers who died already. And they will come one day and say to my body in my room, Assalamu alaikum dara qawmin mu'minin, antum as-sabiqun, wa nahnu insha'Allah bikum lahiqun. Peace be with you, all dead people. You went back to Allah before us on the Sirat Mustaqim. We join you later. While buying new clothes for the children and eating very nice food, do the same for the children around the world who have no parents. And remember, could happen to me or to you when we are born and be buried, and our kids have no caretaker except Allah and people who He will use. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar wa lillahi alhamd, wa kullu amin wa antum bi khair. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Allahumma ahsin khitamana wa akhrijna min ad-dunya muslimin. Allahumma intasir للمستضعفين في كل مكان وعليك بالطغاة الظالمين فإنهم لا يعجزونك يا حي يا قيوم. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. And this message reminds me that the head is connected to a living body. Without you, my presence in this place is useless. And I can't believe that you allowed all of these years to be your Imam because you deserve someone better. But because your patience gives me courage to keep on trying, and I will never give up on you because you are not giving up on me. Repeating myself to you every Friday and every Eid, yet you don't get bored. Eid Mubarak to all, and I can't wait to see Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam telling you, I want to see you because you really want to see us. And he said it, you want to see him as well. You and your wife and your husband and your children sit in front of him and say, oh Muhammad, we made it. لِلَّذِينَ أَحْسَنُوا الْحُسْنَى وَزِيَادَةً. For those who grow for excellence in their salah, their fasting and their life, Allah will give you something like that in return, plus. What is the plus? We don't know. It is a surprise. Eid Mubarak. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar wa lillahi alhamd.